anyone that isn't already familiar with you guys, can you tell us a little bit about how you started Bad Nerves?
Yeah, well, I mean, it kind of started, I guess, out of, well, I mean, a lack of wanting to do normal things. You know, like we'd all been in bands before, and we'd all been trying to do, you know, various music things. But for me personally, it was just I was kind of, I hadn't really found music that I really loved to write. You know, I was writing different. I was writing some pop stuff, and then I was like doing this weird electronic kind of stuff, and I hadn't really fully gotten into the whole like garage punk thing, you know, where they sort of marry the super pop kind of melodies often with you know, kind of fast aggressive you know, like instrumentation. And that once I sort of started getting into that and realized that, you know, wow, you don't have to just play heavy or just pop. You can actually kind of mix them together, which I, you know, hadn't really, I mean, I should have known really. I mean, I've been listening to Bowie all my life and like, you know, other bands and whatever, but I hadn't really clicked in my head that I could do that, you know. So it kind of started, just out of just getting into that sort of music really. And then me and Will, the guitarist in the band, he texted me, I think it was Christmas 2015, and he was like, we need to start a band. And I was like, oh, do we need to start a band? Like, haven't we been in enough bands? And then so me and him just started jamming in this room, actually, as you can see, which is kind of set up. I don't know if you can see, but like a little.
Very nice. So is this where you do all the recording stuff in this room as well?
Pretty much. This is where we write most of the stuff, but then we sort of record, obviously when we did the album we recorded it, we had a different studio at the time, which was some place we were renting, which was really horrible, but it kind of went with the punk the punk ethos or whatever. But we called it Rat Death Studios because there was always dead rats everywhere. It was pretty disgusting. We recorded the the bass and the drums in that place, and then got one of our other mates who mixed the album to record all the guitars and stuff with him. Then I did all the vocals in my bedroom actually. So that's how. Anyway, sorry, I'm moving on from the original question here, but that's how it started basically. Just me and Will just sort of saying, let's get a band together, try writing some songs. And it wasn't actually ever going to be a band, it was going to just be a recording project. So we wanted to just write an album and print it, you know, to vinyl. And then it was just too much fun. You know, it was too much fun. We thought, we want to actually play this live. You know, it's just so like, I don't care if there's no one watching. It's just so much fun. Like it's so fast, and so Then we got some other guys in, and away we went. But that's kind of the short-ish version. It was it wasn't that short, was it? I could have done it shorter than that. Sorry.
So you released the debut album back end of last year. What's the response been like for that?
Well, I mean, I guess I haven't heard. I'm sure there's some people that hate it, but I mean, most of the people that I've heard from, obviously, you know, I guess, it seems to really like it, which is really cool because, you know, we really like it, and it was just. You never know how it's going to be received. I mean, you don't do it because you're not doing it for anyone else other than your own satisfaction. But it is obviously nice when other people like it as well, you know. But no, it's been really great actually. To be honest, I think I was quite surprised. I mean, we did when the album came out, we never had merch really properly before, and so we got a load of merch and you know to sort of sell with the album, and we had so many orders that we sold out the first pressing like within about a week and a half, I think, and then we couldn't get another one because of COVID for about 5 months, which is crazy. Maybe the album just came out and then we couldn't get another pressing. But it's been great, you know. I just really appreciate everybody that's you know, or talk to us like yourself and like you know, just to, you know, it's cool.
It reminds me like the old punk stuff a bit, like I can hear sort of that like Ramones, like Buzzcocks kind of influences. Is that like intentional when you're writing it, sort of like taking these bits and making it sound like your version of all of these songs like put together?
I mean, I should probably say no, but I mean, it's definitely intentional too. There's certain things that are definitely intentional, like one of my favorite well, one of my favorite albums ever is probably the Ramones It's a Live album, which is just a live record of them playing in, I think it was in London, and it's just the way they played shows, you know, like there was no messing around. It was just literally just song, like no well, can we swear on here? We probably can't swear. No garbage in between. Let's put it that way. You know, and it's just and that I really love, because I find, like, if I go and see a band, and I don't really like it when, you know, you get singers, you know, just talking all this nonsense between songs, and it's, you know, it's fine, each their own. But for me personally, I find it really boring. I just want to see, you know, kind of balls out rock and roll, go for it. I want it to be over as quickly as possible, so that I want to, you know, so I want more, you know, and that was kind of, and that all came from the Ramones, you know, because we basically they did that. Well, I don't know if they did that first, but I mean, they certainly were one of the first ones. It seems like they were one of the first people bands to be doing that in that sort of manner, you know, just sort of in and out. So yes, is the answer. There's definitely some there, but there's loads of old bands that you know, old bands that we love, that we've taken. Like the Clash as well. We love the Clash. I don't think we necessarily sound much like the Clash, to be honest, but certainly love the Clash. Everything that they did and were about, just there. But you watch a live video of the Clash, and they have it as well. You know, like just really going for it, regardless of whether they're hitting the wrong chords. You know, it's I just love that. But yeah. So I was just saying the Clash as well. The Clash as well were like a big you know, big sort of inspiration, I guess, you know, not that I think we necessarily sound like them, but just from how they, just this whole vibe, I guess, you know, just a kind of aggressive, but yeah, no, it's definitely a lot of the old punk stuff that we love, that has definitely influenced everything that we do, whether it's recording or live, you know. So yeah,
and from listening to the album as well, it sounds like a Bad Nerves gig would just be absolute madness. Like, I've seen that you're playing Reading and Leeds a bit later on in the year. Is that going to be like the first shows you've done in like a year, 2 years?
Yeah,
like
the last show we played was the 21st of January 2020. I think the 21st of January 2020. So that's nearly 18 months ago. And I think the first show back is Reading, which is kind of going to be a bit mad, but yeah, so it's, but the live show is I mean, that's what it's all about, I think, for this sort of music. I mean, I tried to make it so that the album has still got that same fast pace, you know, to it, and there's no sort of messing around, and that's we have a real problem when we play live, because promoters always want us to play for 45 minutes, and even if we play like another 4 or 5 songs on top of the album, we can only get to about 33 minutes, because we don't really sort of, you know, do much else other than just play for the songs, but that's just how we like to do it, really. But it's going to be strange playing again after, you know, so much time. It's quite nice that we had quite a few messages from people who had just discovered the band during lockdown, and we're sort of sending us messages saying, please don't break up, you know, before we get a chance to sort of come see us play. So I'm quite excited about it, really, because last time we played a gig, we didn't have an album out, you know, and we didn't have a lot of things out. There's a lot of videos that hadn't come out, so it's definitely, even considering we haven't played, it seems like we've, you know, I don't know, reached more people certainly in this time. So maybe I don't know. We often went out to Europe for most of our shows, but that's going to be difficult with Brexit. But we have got some booked, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. But fast, frantic live show is what it's all about. That's the whole point, really.
Yeah. And do you think we can expect like a tour from you guys before the end of the year?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard to say, isn't it? Because you don't. We've got we have got a couple of gigs. We've got a gig booked in the UK, which I think is next month. But I mean, we don't really want to play socially distanced seated shows. You know, we've kind of agreed that, you know, if the future was just socially distanced seated shows, we probably just wouldn't play again, because that's not the point of it. You know? That's not a live show, you know. And I wouldn't feel comfortable just standing on stage, you know, like with everyone sitting down. It would just be like that's the whole. You're missing the whole point. If you may as well just listen to the record, you know. I don't know, like look at pictures of. I don't know. It's not the vibe. So I don't know. I'm hoping that we'll, you know, do a tour. You know, maybe towards the end of the year, but I don't know. We've got a few runner shows booked in the Netherlands, which is a great place. They absolutely seem to love rock and roll and stuff, which is, well, not that people over here don't love it, but it just seems to really love it over there. So it's kind of hard to say, really. Like I said, we've got a few shows booked and stuff, but whether or not you know, it depends which way the news goes with the C word, which I don't like to say. But yeah, I don't know really. We'll see. I'm skeptical that even any of the shows booked will go ahead at the moment, but that's because I'm a skeptic, I guess. But fingers crossed they will, and we can return to normal before I get too old to do it. But yeah.
And fingers crossed that it does go ahead. Who else are you looking forward to see on that Reading and Leeds lineup?
Oh, bloody hell! Shit, we're gonna have to look at it. I mean, look who's playing. Because I was talking to my mate about this a few months ago. What bands are playing again? Let me have a look. I should really know, shouldn't I? But I kind of just post it. Well, Queens of the Stone Age, I wouldn't mind seeing. I wouldn't mind seeing my mate's band, Wargasm. I think they're playing.
Oh, they're really good.
Who else is playing? Okay. My taste is Bob Villain. I mean, someone's told me that band's pretty good. Is that a bloke or is that just a band? I don't know.
I haven't heard of that. Bob Villain.
Bob Villain, yeah, I know someone said. I probably wouldn't mind checking. I mean, I haven't even listened to it. Is that a band? I don't know. I mean, I remember someone saying to me they were pretty cool. I mean, Nothing But Thieves, one of my mates' bands. Again, I wouldn't mind going to see them because I haven't actually seen them play yet, and we're quite good friends with them. Who else? I mean, God, that's probably it, really. Probably Gallows as well. I'm going to see Gallows. Like, good. They've been around for a long time. They've got a different lineup now, but I forgot the name now. But the singer in that band is been quite a big supporter of Bad Nerves, and obviously Gallows are sort of punk, aren't they? Sort of mind seeing them, but I mean that's probably it, really. Is that really bad? I wouldn't mind seeing Wolf Alice as well. Actually, I'm looking at all the headliners, think, do I want to see any of these? But no, I wouldn't mind seeing Wolf Alice because I quite liked their second album actually. I thought that was pretty cool. That's probably it though. Looking at the lineup, I mean, only because I don't know half of them. You know? I'm sure there's loads of good bands on there, but not any that I know or can see. That's terrible. But yeah. So there you go. That's the list. It's only about 5 bands. It should be more than that. To be honest, I probably spend most of my time. And it's difficult at festivals because obviously, if you're a singer, it's like, well, for me anyway. Like I just can't sing if I go out like having a beer and chatting with everyone, enjoying myself. I just end up losing my voice because I just shout all the time. I'm a bit of a shouter. So I'll probably spend most of my time backstage just with ice packs, just trying to make it so that when we play, we don't suck. But yeah, no, looking forward to playing Reading though. It should be cool. It's nice to play like a cool festival in the UK and whatever.
Have you played it before? Or is this the first
time? We played in I don't remember when it was, 2019, I guess. I think.
I think the last one,
yeah, I think it was 2019. And that was really cool. It was kind of it was one of those things that was good to because we never played. I've never played Reading. It's like, and it's quite a sort of the history of Reading Festival is quite a big deal and whatever. So it was really cool to play, and obviously Dan Carter, I think he was instrumental in sort of getting us on it from Radio 1. He's also been a big supporter of the band, which has been really great. He's an absolute legend. And I think we're playing the pit stage again this year, which is his stage. So shout out to Dan, basically. I don't think we'd be playing it if it weren't for him. So yeah, not looking at that lineup anyway. I can't see many punk bands on there. No. Hopefully we're going to slowly sway average Joe public into getting back into punk.
Yeah, we'll hopefully. You've just got to make sure they can hear you from the other tents and draw them in.
Turn the amps up to 11.
And I got the listeners to send in a few questions for you as well.
Cool.
I've got one from Katie, and she says, if you could make a music video for any of your songs that doesn't already have one, what would it be?
Oh, blimey. Well, there's only about 2 that don't have one. Well, I mean, probably I think the only ones that don't have videos on the album, I think, are Last Beat and Bored of Babies, I think, if I'm remembering rightly. There might be one more. But I mean, I guess, to be honest, I guess I was planning to. I wanted to make make a video for both of them songs, just because I can't. I've done every other song. I may as well do two more, just for fun, really. Which is a bit of a boring answer to the question, but that's purely because I've already made videos for all of them. But out of the two, probably Last Beat would be my first one, just because that is I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know why. Probably Last Beat out of that one, Border Babies. But I don't know, to be honest, I'm quite looking forward to making a video for some of the newer stuff that we're doing. Just you know, it's like, I feel a bit bad, obviously, like if I make a video and then put it out and it's a song that, because some people heard like Last Beat about 3 years ago, you know. So if I make another video and it's for a song that they already heard, people are gonna be like, for God's sake. But, so I think I really need to make one for a new song, which hopefully will be coming out before Reading if we're lucky. But it's getting a bit tight now for that. But we'll see. We're recording Monday and Tuesday this new song, so I'm hoping that we'll get it out before Reading. I don't know if I get a video out before Reading though. Videos are hard. Fun, hard.
Is it right that you like direct them and make them yourself?
Yeah, well, pretty much. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I get obviously. Do I have anyone? I mean, I'm trying to think when I've had anyone help. I mean, I had a friend help film some stuff for the very first one we did for Dreaming, which is about 5 years ago now. I think every other one I've had a couple of mates come and help, you know, with sort of actually filming, because obviously the problem is I can film everyone else, and when it comes to filming me, everyone else isn't very camera savvy. But actually, to be fair, on the Baby Drummer video, that was literally just me and the band because of COVID restrictions. Like we had to all kind of, you know, be very careful. So they obviously that was the band filming me in those shots. But yeah, so we kind of just do it all ourselves, really. I mean, there's a lot of people who can make amazing videos out there who I would love to collaborate with, but I guess it's just, one is money. You just don't, you know, it's expensive, and I don't want to ask anyone really to do anything for free, because that's just, you know, it's and also I quite enjoy the challenge of trying to think up an idea and then try and figure out how I can do it with no money, you know. It's like the baby drummer video. I don't know if you've seen that, but that was like we're all little toys in a candy machine. And,
is that my head like 3D printed things?
And I wanted it to be, in my head I was kind of picturing some sort of, like, I wanted to like build like an actual, like a human sized version of the inside of that machine. I was thinking, I can do, I'll ask my dad, I don't know, or someone who I know who knows how to build, and try and build an actual machine, you know. But obviously, you know, when it came down to it, I couldn't realistically do that. But well, I probably could have, but it just was, you know, a bit too much. But then that's the thing I love, is like coming up with an idea that seems impossible and then making it happen in a way that is kind of affordable, you know, because then you end up with this kind of weird hybrid of like this kind of high budget idea, but with like a kind of low budget aesthetic almost, which I kind of really love. I mean, I do watch them back sometimes, and I'm like, oh God, like what was I thinking? But I mean, you know, you can't. I don't know. I have had a few times in my past where I sort of do things, and then months later I hate them, and then I end up just deleting all of it. And I'm like, I can't do that. I can't do that with this band. I just can't do that again. Just wipe everything. It's like 1984, like George Orwell kind of stuff. It's like just deleting everything. But yeah, I don't know. It's just it's just fun. It's just fun doing it on your own and sort of figuring out how to do it on your own. Really, it's like anybody that is in a band and wants to make a music video and doesn't know how. It's just, I mean, if you've got an iPhone, you know, and you've got an idea, you can. That's it. That's all you need. You literally don't need anything else. I've got like a couple of like, not really expensive, but like, you know, expensive-ish cameras which I've bought over time. But you know, you don't even need that. You know, you can just do it on your iPhone. It's pretty crazy, really. And then you can just watch like if you're really short of ideas, you can just watch. You know, all you have to do is search best band videos of 2020 and see what other people are doing. It inspires different ideas in your own band, you know. It's like so there really is no excuse to not do it, to not go DIY, you know, unless you got the budget. But I don't think many people have the budget anymore. So but you know, who cares? It's better. No money just complicates things. Money corrupts, you know.
It does. I think it's like more creative that way, isn't it, as well? It forces you to like think outside the box.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Totally. I mean, maybe that's just something poor people say. I don't know. It certainly is enjoyable. Just giving it a go yourself, you know, because I only learned how to do video stuff through trial and error and YouTube, you know, like just learning how to just, you know, so sort of self-taught, you know, YouTube University they call it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much I advocate for that, you know, a lot. I think it's yeah, you can learn pretty much anything you want on the internet when it comes to stuff like that, you know, like software and camera, like, it's all on the internet for free. You know, like it's amazing, really. The possibilities are basically endless. So yeah. Anyway, sorry, it was a very long answer to that question.
That's okay.
I do apologize.
I've got one from Lewis, and he said, who would you invite to your dream after party?
Oh, these are the kind of questions that I always think I should have like pre-prepared answers for. But I imagine probably Joe Strummer would be one, obviously, from the Clash. I think I mean, I'm quite obsessed with the Beatles as well. I really love the Beatles. I think they've become such a I mean, I didn't listen to them much when I was younger, and so I mean probably all of the Beatles, because I was probably Bill Hicks, the comedian. I'd probably have there, because I quite like him. God, who else? You know what's going to happen is, like, you know, when we get off this call, I'll think of some people I really wish I'd said, which is what always happens. Always happens. Like, oh, that really big obvious one that I totally forgot about. I'm trying to think of other musicians. Well, I don't know. Joe Strummer, the entire Beatles, Bill Hicks. Who else? I don't know. Johnny Thunders. There you go. There's one.
Yeah.
We'd have him there at the after party. Mind you, if Johnny Thunders are there, it'd probably be a pretty heavy after party.
Yeah.
Yeah. So carry on. I'll keep adding to that as we go.
We've got one from Holly, and she says, "What's the best advice you've been given?"
Do you know, like, whenever I think about that, it's like it seems really cliche, and it is a bit of a cliche, but I think is just that like you can do anything you want to do, you know, literally. Like, people sort of, you know, I'm not as we've already covered, I'm not rich or anything like that, but the satisfaction I get from making a song, you know, or playing a good show or whatever, is so unexplainable that if somebody has the desire to do that, then you should just do it no matter what, you know, like, and it's because you can't put a price on that feeling. And that's the best advice I've ever had, is just to sort of, if you really want to do something, no matter what it is, it doesn't have to be music, you know, like, no matter what it is, if you really want to do it and it gives you that satisfaction, and you're not doing it, then that's a mistake, because that will be the place where you find, well, happiness, basically, you know. And it's and that's what everybody's looking for, really, you know, I think, ultimately. And you know, and so that's it, you know. For me, it's like, you know, sometimes I have days where I think, oh, you know, should I have pursued a more stable, you know, thing? But then it's like, but, you know, the stability and money and things like that don't like the cliches, they don't make you happy. Well, I mean, not that I'd know. I mean, George Harrison said, I think it was George Harrison, although I saw someone the other day say it was Jim Carrey, but I'm pretty sure I watched an interview of George Harrison on a talk show saying that, you know, they achieved, you know, all this fame and all this money, this success, and which most people don't ever achieve, only to realize that it's not like the answer, you know. And it's like, and I think that is so true. The answer is just as far as I know anyway, is the satisfaction of doing something you really love. And if there's something you really love and you're not doing it, then why not? You know? Because you can pretty much do it. Probably it's a bit cheesy, I know, but it's just so true, you know. I'm going to say some slightly less cliche advice for any rock bands or anything punk bands out there that are, you know, just starting up demoing songs. If you can, anyway, just get a cheap microphone and record drums with a real mic. Don't program on your computer. I spent years programming stuff on a computer, and it just sounds so bad. Like, there's no vibe there, you know. There's no vibe there at all. That's one thing I definitely would recommend to any band starting out. buy a cheap mic, like any mic at all, buy a cheap interface, plug it into your computer. Most people have got a computer. If you haven't got a computer, then I guess that's difficult, but but record real drums, and if they sound a bit rubbish, that's good. Because drums sound so fake now, it's so horrible to hear. I hate the sound of them, it's horrible. So that's some slightly less cheesy advice.
Both good advice.
That'll do on the advice. I don't know if I'm the person for advice. Have I thought of anyone else? I've thought of anyone else for my table though? That's the question. My party though, I mean. Oh, Jamie Lenman. I'll tell you what, that's a living person I'd have on the table is Jamie Lenman. If you haven't listened to a band called Reuben, they are one of the best UK bands to have existed, in my opinion, in the last 20 years. I think they've been going since about 2000. Well, they're split up now, but that band is amazing. And another living guy is probably Jeff Burke, Burke. He's in a band called Radioactivity, and he's just a genius songwriter who was a big influence on our band. So I'll probably have him there. I've met him a couple of times, and he's a legend. So I'll probably have him there as well. He's a very calm man.
Yeah,
which is probably be a good influence. You've got Johnny Thunders. You've got Johnny Thunders at the after party. You're going to need a few calming influences. I'm going to be thinking of people all night now. I'm going to be thinking of different people all night, but that'll do. There's a list. There's a list in there. So it's quite a small after party, though, isn't it? It's a pretty small after party.
Yeah.
I really and no women on that list. Jesus Christ! I tell you what, Debbie Harry. Get Debbie Harry in there as well. We'll have her. Who else? Bloody what's her name? I should probably say. Oh no, I've forgotten her name now. What's Oh no, I've forgotten her name. Who's the sick? She produced the Germs record, and I've forgotten her name. She's a legend. Oh, whatever. I've forgotten her name. I've forgotten her bloody name.
Come back to you.
She copied Susie Quattro. So I would say Susie Quattro, but I've been making some music. I've been making some music videos to Susie Quattro recently, and so now that I know her, I don't want to say her.
Yeah.
What is her? Oh, I've forgotten her bloody name. She's on my Instagram, for God's sake, because she's such a legend. I've forgotten her name. Oh well. Yeah, stick Debbie Harry in there as well. If I think of some more, I'll message you.
Yeah.
It's very hard when you're on the spot. It's very hard to think up all these people. Harry's going to be like, "Why are there no other women here?"
Yeah.
I'll be like, "Because I couldn't think quick enough."
I've got a bit of a quick fire round for you.
Quick! Oh God. It's not who would you have at an after party, is it? Oh dear. Yeah.
Okay. What's your favourite track of 2021?
Oh God. Well, do you know what? Probably that I can think of that's come out this year. Excuse me, whilst I just check my. I don't need to check my phone, but I know there's a guy in a band that I met at a party. I think his band is called James and the Cold Gun. I don't know if you've heard of them.
I haven't heard of
them.
And
they put out they're quite a new band, but they put out a track recently that was really cool. I just can't remember what it was called. I'm just trying to look what it was called now. One sec. Only because I'm not very up to date. Because I listen to so much old music. So this band, I think they're called James and the Cold Gun. I'm just trying to double check. Why can you never find stuff when you want to find stuff? James and the Cold. Yeah, because my sort of new music radar is really poor because I only listen to like really old stuff all the time. Here we go. Yeah, so I think there's this track called "Plug Me In" because it's just like cool. It's like I don't know, like there's a lot of rock and roll is a little bit bit naff these days. I find. Not that I actively listen to much new rock and roll because most of it sucks. But no, I think he is in a band called God, what is wrong with me today? It's because I'm tired from having to work. Yes, that's what it is. He was in another band I've forgotten the name of course. But yeah, James and the Cold Gun, Plug Me In. I'd probably say that's probably one of the cooler things I've heard that's come out this year. Yeah, you should check them out. They're pretty cool, cool new band. And their other track was really cool as well, but I can't remember what that's called either. But yeah,
I'll find it. I'll have a look for it.
I'm trying to think. There's one other band that are pretty cool, who are really good band. I think they're quite like Bad Nerves as well, called Gallus. And they put a a song out. I think it's this one, Marmalade. Did that come out this year though? 2020, damn. But they're a cool band as well. But Marmalade, it came out late 2020 though, so I don't think that really counts. But I really must. I really need to think about my after party, and I need to think about new music. You caught me off guard. Are we still? Is there more questions in the quick fire?
That was the first one of the quick fire round.
That was the first one. Oh god. Oh shit. Go on, then.
What was the first album you fell in love with?
Ooh. First album I really fell in love with probably was, if it wasn't, I'm trying to think of one that's kind of a bit funny. Probably Slipknot, Iowa.
Yeah.
When I was like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
Because my dad always had like David Bowie and stuff like playing on the way to school and stuff like that, and I liked that. I really liked that stuff as well. I mean, I loved the Ziggy Stardust album. It's one of my favorite albums ever. But at the time, like, you know, when you're in school and stuff, it's like, oh, that was like my dad's music, you know. And even though I really liked it, it's like it wasn't. I didn't feel like it was mine, you know. Whereas Slipknot, it was the second album. Weirdly, the second album, Slipknot's second album, is what kind of. Actually, wait, was it Slipknot? Shit, you know, actually, I think it might have been Nevermind by Nirvana, actually. But both of them two were the first two albums when I was really young that I felt were like mine in high school. I was like, God, like, what is this? I love this so much. This isn't my dad's music. This is mine, you know, like Dave Grohl and Kurt Cobain and all that crap. not crap, sorry, I didn't mean that. All that stuff. I didn't mean as in their crap. I just meant all that stuff. You know? All them guys like, Nirvana. So yeah, probably Nevermind. Nirvana, Nevermind, and probably Slipknot IO. I still know all the words to Slipknot IO. It's pretty crazy, and I still like it. To be honest.
Apparently,
it's not really what I listen to.
Yeah. Apparently, like the music you like when you're like 13, I think is supposed to be like sets your music taste for like ever.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it definitely set me on the road to alternative music.
Yeah.
Do I have any hidden talents?
Yeah.
Actually, okay. I'll tell you what, I do have one hidden talent. Oh, it's a bit lame though. It's a bit sad.
Go with the sadder the better.
Okay, I'm extremely good at the FIFA PlayStation game.
Yeah.
Isn't that not very punk though, is it? You know. So I don't know if that's is that better? Is it better that that's not punk? I suppose. Yeah. All the real punks are dead. Who am I kidding? Do you know what I mean? Nobody's a real punk. There's no real punk anymore. Who am I kidding? You know,
I'm sure if they were alive, they'd be playing FIFA.
Exactly. I don't play it all the time. Okay, I do, but don't put it in there. Don't put it in. if I'm not, that's like my wind down. Instead of like watching Netflix, well, even though I do watch Netflix sometimes, but if I go to bed and I'm like, you know, can't sleep, have a little game of that. I don't know. I quite like the competitive. You know, I'm quite competitive. Like generally, I quite like, you know, if there's like a game or something, I want to win.
But
yeah, that's definitely one that I'm going to be thinking later. Oh God, did I really say FIFA was my hidden talent?
What's your karaoke song?
I'm probably going to carry. Oh shit, what's my karaoke song? My karaoke song would probably be Meatloaf. What's it called?
Paradise by the Dashboard. Dash something.
That's it. Yeah.
That one. Yeah.
Stop right there. I gotta go right now. I like to do the female part though. I don't like the male part's not as cool. I prefer the female part. So I love that song. I still watch that song now. Like, as in, like, watch that video. It's like, God, it's so wicked. Just that song is just probably that. Or it used to be was it Man Eater by, I can't remember who did it. It's like, oh, here she comes. Watch out, boy. Is it that? Yeah, that's it. All the notes. Yeah, that's it. Good job you're here. Yeah, probably that or Paradise by the Dashboard Light, I reckon. That's very unpunk as well, isn't it? The band guys are going to kill me for this. You're going to have to shelve this one.
Yeah.
I'm going to message you in a couple of days. But sorry, you're going to have to take all this down.
Yeah. What was the first song you learned to play?
Well, probably on drums. I mean, that's what I was playing. That was the first instrument I played other than singing. I don't really count, but I'm not going to count singing because otherwise it'd probably be Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Yeah.
So, and we've already had Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I can't keep saying Chitty Chitty Bang Bang in this interview, otherwise my career's over. But probably it was probably Smells Like Teen Spirit, you know, the blagum, 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 blagum. That is like just a classic. I can't seem to help but play that at least once when I'm sitting on a drum kit, just because it's I don't know, it's just the first thing I ever learned to play, I guess, you know. So yeah, Dave Grohl, I'm not like, I mean, I don't mind Foo Fighters, but like I really, you know, I do the Nirvana, like I said earlier, that first that Nevermind record was like, you know, really sort of got me into drums anyway, you know. I really loved it. It was so much fun. I listened to it non-stop. And Slipknot, but Slipknot was so much harder to play on drums. It was just like, you know, a nightmare. But
what do you order from Greg's?
Vegan sausage roll.
Oh yes, love that. Had one of them today.
Yeah, no, probably the vegan sausage roll, because, you know, for many obvious reasons.
Yeah.
They taste just as good, and there's you know, well, yeah, like I said, I'm not going to go on some vegan rant, but yeah. You know, they taste just as good, so why not have that option, you know?
Why not? What's one message you'd like to give to your fans?
Thank you. It's a very boring message, isn't it? No, but really, like, thank you so much to everybody that listens to the band, to everybody that supports the band, everybody that tells somebody about the band or anything, like, you know. It's because, like I said, you don't do it for that reason, but you don't start off doing it for that reason, and you know, we still do love doing it now just for ourselves, but it definitely, after it's been like 5 years, it definitely helps. It helps keep you doing it in a way, you know, like not I think I'm not at the point where I'm not doing it for myself, but it is at a point where it's like it's just, you feel a little bit held up by those people, you know. And it's you know, well, this music I guess wouldn't, without people who love music and the fans and stuff, it wouldn't well, I don't know if it wouldn't exist, but it would certainly, you know, it's all one big interconnected thing, isn't it, you know, like fans and music people, it's all, you know. So yeah, just a really honest, genuine thank you for the support, you know. I don't really know what else I could say. That seems like that's just the instant thing. If I met a fan who really loved the band, it's just like, oh, thank you for even bothering to listen to it, you know, like how often do people not bother checking out bands when they're told to, you know, or something, you know. So yeah, it's just I'm trying to think if there's anything else funnier or cooler than that. I don't know if there is anything cooler than just really appreciating people's support, to be honest. Like, it's, as unpunk as that is, you know, it's I don't give a shit if that's not punk, you know. It's just it's without the support, you know, it's like, I don't know, it's just it's a big part of it. So
I like that. Yeah. And would you like to request a song for me to play on the show?
Yeah, definitely. I'd probably say probably go. I mean, I always pick this song. I've been repping this band everywhere I go. But a band called Radioactivity, and a track called Don't Try, because that was probably the track that started this band for me anyway. That was the track where it made me go, holy, you know, expletive. I was like, this is so cool. This is pop, but it's adrenaline, and it's over so quickly, and you're just like, I just listen to it on repeat. I mean, that whole album for that is just pretty much what started this band, really. So I'm sure you'll probably be able to hear hear some of the similarities, to be honest. But and that was the guy I mentioned earlier who would have to come to the party, Jeff Burke, and the rest of that band. Obviously, it's not just one man, but that band, Radioactivity, all the guys in that band.
If I just want to do a little plug and let people know like where they can find you on socials and listening to your music and stuff.
Yeah, cool. Okay, yeah. So if you want to listen to Bad Nerves, or, you know, check out any of the music, we've got Instagram, obviously. We've got Twitter, and I believe our handle is at Bad Nerves. Someone had Bad Nerves, and to this day still has Bad Nerves, and it's I'm only just getting over it, to be honest. It's very irritating to have to have bad nerves. Every time I see it, it irritates me. But yeah, and what else have we got? I think, and then it should be Bad Nerves on all the socials, and then Bad Nerves on YouTube. I don't know. The people know where to find this stuff, you know. Everyone knows how to spell Bad Nerves, don't they? And Bad Nerves is just bad spelt the same again. Do you have any more questions?
No, that was all the questions.
Do
Do you think of anyone else you wanted to come to the after show party?
Well, I'm still fuming that I can't remember the name of the fucking woman who's an absolute icon. She's literally on my Instagram, and I can't remember her name. What is her name? Right, let me look. I'm gonna look. I'm not looking it up. Oh, I haven't put her name in the fucking picture. You know, do you remember her? Oh, Joan Jett. That's it. For God's sake,
yes.
Joan Jett.
Yeah.
Yeah. Christ's sake, how do I forget her name? This is what happens when you get put on the spot. So get Joan Jett and Debbie Harry. That's still and what's her name from just because thinking about Meatloaf, obviously Paradise by Dashboard Light. Get bloody what's her name in from that as well. But not the woman that sang on the album. The woman that sang, who was the performer, whose name I've forgotten. Wait, it's on. I've got it on my. I also on my brief posting on TikTok. I posted. I'm pretty sure I posted a clip of it. Let me just have a look. Yeah, I did. Look, best duet ever. Oh, it's backwards, isn't it? You can't see.
Oh yeah, I can see. Yeah.
Love me. Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Yeah, Carla DeVito, get her in there as well. So I'm feeling it out a little bit. We can't have it all men. That'll be a fucking nightmare. We've seen what happens when men run the fucking world. It's how it's gone to shit. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of even the play. I'll send you a huge message later of just all these people. Oh dear. Cool. All right, nice one. Thanks so much. You're a legend. It was great to talk. All right. See you soon.
See you later. Bye.